Welcome to another Peak District adventure on what is a glorious sunny autumnal day. So I'm out today with my good friend Glenn.
Good morning.
And today we're heading over to Wild Boar Clough, which is a scramble onto the top of Bleaklow. So anyone who watched my last video up on Bleaklow, I mentioned that this was a scramble I've not yet done. Reported to be the toughest in the Peak District. So yeah, we'll see how we fare. But from the top of Wild Boar Clough, if we make it up there, we're then going to head over Bleaklow. And then there's another path that we can follow down. I think it's called Near Black Clough. And subject to us being able to cross the river, I think we're going to go and check out the Middle Black Clough waterfall. So really looking forward to today. I think this has got the potential to be an epic walk. So let's see what the day brings, shall we? So we made our way through the woodland and we're at the start of the clough now. Bit of a boulder field to get over, I think, before it starts to open up. Looking forward to it, Glenn.
Yeah, should be good.
Oh, this is great fun. We're about part way up the boulder field now. It's starting to get steeper and more interesting. Oh, perfect weather conditions for it, thankfully. Have to be very careful on that section because, particularly with me going to Scotland in a couple of days, I don't want any twisted ankles. It's got a stunning view from here over to Lado or Lado Rocks, depending on your preference, and then that makes its way around to Black Hill. Well, now it's starting to get interesting. I think we're at the first bit where you've got to choose whether to try and pull yourself out, up and over the ledge there. It does look like there's a slight bailout path there, so we'll see how doable this is. Right, so we did make it as far as the main climb, but yeah, neither of us confident enough to actually get over the bit. So there is a bailout path, fortunately, which I knew about. You know, I'd had it on good authority from Jess from the channel, a mostly functional Jess, who's a skilled climber, and I think she advised that I think that last bit's a grade 3 scramble and you need ropes to get up safely. So yeah, common sense has prevailed, bailout path taken, but the bit we did scramble, absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it. It's only till you get to that last bit where you have to take some real care because you know, there are places where you could slip and really do yourself some damage. So this is an aerial shot of the part where we had to bail out. So there are clearly some kind of places to kind of get onto, but it's just actually getting yourself up to that first ledge. You know, it's I think experienced climbers and those with, you know, real strong upper body strength have probably got a chance, but not me. Not with a rucksack on either. Right, the rest of the route thankfully looks fairly straightforward. Finally sat down having food. I'm retracting my earlier statement about this not being too tough. After we'd come off the bailout route, the rest of the route is quite challenging. I mean, it's not particularly wet, but as you can imagine, where water has flowed in the past, a lot of the rocks are extremely slippery underfoot. So care and attention is definitely required. Disclaimer alert, I think, if you're going to take this on, definitely one for experienced hill walkers, I think. Certainly the toughest scramble by a long way that I've done in the Peak District, and I've done quite a few of the popular ones up onto Kinder. Right, I'm just rest for a bit now before we tackle the bogs of Bleaklow, because we're off-piste for a while once we escape this clough. We've just stumbled on this plane wreckage site here, so we've been traversing the bogs of Bleaklow since we left Wild Boar Clough, and Glenn saw this in the distance, so we thought we'd come and just check it out. And it's wreckage from a Bristol Blenheim bomber that crashed during the Second World War in January 1939, and there's a memorial that's been set up by the air cadets. I think 2 people tragically lost their life here, but quite a bit of wreckage knocking about, so I've made a note of the grid reference, so if I remember I shall pop it in the video description, so if you want to come and pay your own respects here, you can do, obviously, just bearing in mind it's very much off-piste. It's quite dry thankfully today, but yeah, there's plenty of wreckage sites dotted around Bleaklow and Kinder. Glenn's smiling because we've actually found a path.
A real path.
I don't mind walking over moorland, but I'm convinced that heather's booby trapped. Right, we've made it to the highest point of Bleaklow that we're going to get to today, so off-piste again now, over to Near Black Clough. So we are now on the path down Near Black Clough, and when we get to the bottom we'll hopefully be able to cross the river to check out the waterfall at Middle Black Clough. So this path just kind of drops off the Pennine Way path. Just before we left the Pennine Way path, bumped into 3 guys who, I think they're planning to walk part of the Pennine Way. So today will be their first day and they're making their way down to Crowden. Fully loaded. Reminded me of George when he walked the Pennine Way last year with the world's biggest rucksack. But anyway, we had a bit of a chat about my Pennine Way experience. I think they've come up from London to walk it, so very envious of them. I doubt they'll watch this because we didn't talk about my YouTube channel, but if you do, I really hope you enjoyed your Pennine Way experience, however long it lasts. Right, so we've made it to the river path where we can cross over to the waterfall now. The last time I came here, which was a couple of years ago, it might have been around October, November, a couple of years ago, this river was fast flowing, and yeah, came with my friend that day and we just didn't fancy trying to cross it in those conditions, but thankfully today it looks absolutely fine. It might mean though that the waterfall isn't flowing too fast, unfortunately, but we'll go and check it out, shall we? Well, we've got another scramble to get to the waterfall. I think we've done enough scrambling for one day. Well, finally made it to Middle Black Clough waterfall. A place I've been wanting to come to for a long time now. Finally glad we've had the conditions to get over to it. Plenty of water flowing down. Less so in the river, thankfully, but absolutely spectacular. What do you think, Glenn?
Yeah, it's good. Epic.
Epic. We'll use the word epic. Right, I think this is an absolutely perfect setting to have another coffee. Or tea even. We're not coffee drinkers, tea.
Yeah, definitely ready for a stop.
It's been a tough one today.
Very.
Right, let's wave bye-bye to the Middle Black Clough waterfall. I think we're both feeling it, so we've got about 3 miles back to the car, but thankfully it's all fairly flat the rest of the way. Welcome to the old Woodhead station and one of the tunnels that was in use as part of the Trans-Pennine Trail, which I think closed in around the 1950s. But it looks like it's still maintained to some degree. Well, there's a red light on the inside anyway. Not sure the significance of that, but it's certainly not used by the rail network anymore. So we've just got the last couple of miles alongside the Trans-Pennine Trail now. I think both Glenn and I are glad that we're away from anything rocky that involves any kind of scrambling now.
Or moorland walking.
Or moorland walking. Right, let's make our way back. It's been a long day, but they all are. So we're not too far from the end now. The Woodhead Pass Road has come back into view, so Crowden isn't too far away. So I think it's fair to say that this has been a tough walk. Only about 11.5 miles it will be when we get back to the car, but it's felt probably double that.
Yeah, it's been hard going.
It has, but you know, those areas, whether you want to do them both as part of the same walk, maybe not, but as two separate areas, they're worth checking out. Anyway, I'm off to Scotland in 2 days' time, although by the time you see this video, I bet I'll be back from Scotland. So I need to rest the feet up for a couple of days before some serious walking in the Scottish mountains starts. But until then, thanks for watching this one. We'll see you soon. It's bye from me and
Bye from him.
bye for now.